This man once appeared on the cover of Time magazine and was called the most dangerous man in India. He controls the world's largest gold mine, but uses his wealth to help the poor live with more dignity. His partners all thought he was crazy and tried every possible way to take his gold mine from him. But in the eyes of the millions living in the mining area, he is a king like a deity, and they are willing to risk their lives to protect his safety. This man is Raava. He once took Tong Jai away from his business partners. At first, Tong Jai didn't like this man, but as Raava brought changes to the local poor, Tong Jai gradually moved from initial anger to understanding. In fact, amidst the heartfelt cheers of the people for Raava, Tong Jai realized she had fallen deeply in love with him and resolved to stay with Raava through life and death. Soon, Tong Jai discovered she was pregnant. When she shared this good news with Raava, he was so excited that he nearly shed tears. Remembering the hardships he endured as a child, Raava resolved to create the happiest home for their child from the very moment she was born. But Raava never expected that Dajwang had never given up on his ambition to take back the gold mine. In Dajwang's view, as long as he got rid of Raava, everyone in the mining area would completely lose hope, and this golden empire, which held countless riches, would collapse overnight. Since Dajwang was the former mine owner's uncle, it was easy for him to find a secret passage that led directly to the core area of the gold mine. Dajwang quickly led his men to sneak in and lay in wait, ready to seize any opportunity to strike at Raava. Just as Raava was about to happily embrace Sister Tong, Dajwang, who was hiding in the shadows, finally fired his gun. The bullet struck Sister Tong with perfect accuracy. Watching the woman he loved fall into a pool of blood, Raava's heart shattered on the spot. He had imagined a beautiful future, but fate cruelly crushed all his hopes and dreams. When Dajwang charged out with his men, Raava, consumed by rage, began to fight desperately for his life. Dajwang was also a seasoned fighter hardened by years in the underworld. Every move in their duel was deadly, but Raava fought with no regard for his own life, staking everything. In the end, he defeated Dajwang, personally avenging Sister Tong and their unborn child. But Raava did not choose to stop, because he knew that the reason Dajwang was able to infiltrate was that there was a mole providing him with information. So, Raava led his team into the presidential palace, ready to settle the score with the traitor. The female president was in a meeting, saying that if the Raava issue could be resolved smoothly, she would resign from all her positions. But before the female president could finish her sentence, Raava walked in with a gun. The senior officials saw Raava's grim expression and quietly slipped away in fear. Only Uncle Glasses sat in his chair, dumbfounded, unable to believe that Raava had survived the assassination. It turned out that Uncle Glasses was the mastermind behind the scenes. He had deliberately provided information to Dajwang, hoping to provoke infighting between Raava and the female president, and reap the benefits himself. In front of the female president, Raava shot and killed the wicked Uncle Glasses. The female president realized that Raava was beyond her control, and decided to mobilize the entire nation's military to deal with him. Before the fighter jets launched their attack, Raava evacuated all the local residents in advance and took all the gold to the Indian Ocean. There were already warships from 2 countries ahead coming to provide support, but Raava deliberately exposed his own location because he didn't want to just survive in hiding. What he wanted to tell everyone was that he only wished for the slaves to live with dignity, not to become an enemy of the nation. But the fighter jets still dropped their bombs, turning the gold mine into ruins. Raava also fell tragically amid the shelling, sinking to the bottom of the sea along with countless gold.